Warm greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this witching hour, early morning, Tuesday morning, January 5th, 2020. There's a crazy story out of Nashville. I don't know what's going on in Nashville. They've had such tragedy lately with the bombing that took place on Christmas morning. And here's another weird story, and then I'm going to bring you an update pertaining to the victim in this story. If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to News Channel 5 Nashville. Man killed in shooting inside West Nashville Target. Police say suspect. Victim did not know each other. A man is charged with criminal homicide after reportedly shooting and killing a man inside the Target in West Nashville Sunday night. Metro Police responded around 7:30 p.m. to the Target on Charlotte Pike. The store was evacuated. Officials say 40-year-old Avery Collier was shot outside the electronics department. He died in the store. According to police, the suspect is identified as 29-year-old David Van Dyke. MNPD spokesperson Don Aaron said Van Dyke had purchased items before the shooting happened. Metro Police said Van Dyke and Collier, who did not know each other, got into an argument at the front of the store as Collier and his girlfriend were entering the Target. A few minutes later, the two got into another argument near the electronics department when police said Van Dyke shot Collier once from a distance, then several more times after Collier had hit the ground. After the shooting, Van Dyke reportedly left the store and went to his car. After officers arrived, they said Van Dyke returned to the front of the store, placed his gun in a planter, and told them he was responsible. He was taken to police headquarters for questioning and then booked into the jail at 12:45 a.m. Monday on a charge of criminal homicide. He was being held on a $1 million bond. Target reopened on Monday and its regularly scheduled hours. A Target spokesperson released a statement. The safety and security of our guests is Target's top priority. Earlier this evening, one guest shot another in the Target store on Charlotte Pike. We immediately evacuated the building, called law enforcement, and focused on keeping our team and guests safe. The store is currently closed while the Metro Nashville Police Department investigates the shooting. We've shown Metro Nashville PD the security videos and will provide them with whatever they need for the investigation. And that is the said information out from News Channel 5. I'm going to go back up and reread that because something is really odd about this story. So, Van Dyke, 29, is the one who did the shooting. And it states they do not know each other, but they got into an argument at the front of the store as Collier and his girlfriend were entering the Target. So Collier is the guy who's passed away. And he and this guy get into it at the front of the store, but they allegedly don't know each other. And then a few minutes later, the two got into another argument near the electronics department when police say Van Dyke shot Collier once from a distance, then several more times after Collier had hit the ground. And I believe from another article I read, they said he walked up on him and kept shooting, if I'm not mistaken. This is crazy. Then it says after the shooting, Van Dyke reportedly left the store and went to his car. So it's like, okay, you shot somebody, then you went to your car, and then it said when officers arrived, Van Dyke returned to the front of the store, placed his gun in a planter, and told them he was responsible. This is a crazy story. News 5 is the source, but I don't get it. What was the problem if they didn't know each other, that they're arguing in the front of the store while one man, the victim, is coming in with his girlfriend. Then they go to the electronics department, still have words, and the 29-year-old guy shoots him. So what were they arguing over? So then I decided to pull up the guy's name, whose name was inside of the article as the victim. His name is Avery, Collier. And here is the update to the said information pertaining to his death. This is by Nashville News 5 as well. News Channel 5. Friends remember Avery Collier, who was shot and killed in a Target store. Oh, Jesus. Basically saying the same thing. The two did not know each other. A deadly shooting inside the West Nashville Target on Charlotte Pike as people were out shopping with their families. Police tell us that the victim and the suspect did not know each other. 29-year-old David Van Dyke has been charged in the case. Police say Van Dyke shot and killed 40-year-old Avery Collier inside the Target on Charlotte Pike just after 7 p.m. Sunday. It started with a verbal argument near the electronics department where Collier was shot. Police say Van Dyke initially ran out of the store but eventually came back and surrendered. Friends of Collier say he grew up in North Nashville. They say he was bubbly and kind. Collier was very talented when it came to basketball, playing on the Hillwood High School's basketball team for all 4 years. They say there's no justification for this shooting. He was a really good basketball player, a really nice guy and family man. I would never expect something like this to happen to Avery, said Josh Cooperwood. Then it says, click here to donate to Collier's funeral expenses. Van Dyke is being held on a $1 million bond. Target tells News Channel 5 they reopened during normal business hours on Monday, and they are providing an on-site counselor to their staff this week. And News 5 is the source. So as you see, two people get in an argument in front of a store. A guy's walking in with his girlfriend. I don't know what was said. Did somebody mistake somebody for something? Did somebody bump into somebody, walk in front of somebody? Somebody wasn't wearing a damn mask. Somebody didn't wash their hands. What was it? Because, sometimes people take their time going into the store, such as Walmart. You got that big vestibule. People take their time about getting their buggies. Sometimes we do that. We look at our phone, we do this, and maybe somebody's in a hurry. They want you to get on by. And maybe you, that person, want to hurry up and get on by. Vice versa. You're rushing somebody, they're rushing you. Who knows? But then they escalate to the electronics. So how did they both end up at the electronics? So did you carry it on? Somebody followed the other person. Okay, he going to electronics. He going with her. Woo, woo, I'm going to follow him. Now we're going to have words. And I'm going to tell him how I really feel. But now I'm going to pull a gun out and shoot him. Dude, you're on $1 million bond over what? And these authorities are saying you two don't know each other? Or is that a lie? Because Nashville is small, like Knoxville, Chattanooga. These aren't really big cities. Some people think they are. Only people that think these places are big cities are people that come from places like Mayberry where you ain't got but 500 people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Something sounds very fishy about this story. I'm just wondering if there's an issue of somebody looked at somebody said something, somebody thought somebody was somebody else. Because what's the issue? You two going in the store at the same time and there's a problem, or what? Or somebody coming out, you going in, did you bump each other? But usually interests are on either side. They have, you know what I'm saying? You don't go in and out to where you could touch each other, bump each other in most stores. It's very, very odd. Condolences and prayers to the Collier family. I'm praying they get enough money for this man's funeral. I don't know if he has children or a girlfriend. Didn't state that he was married. This is crazy. And then, to top it off, Nashville just had a bombing incident on Christmas morning by Mr. Warner. He blew himself up inside of an RV. And that was the top story for the past week or two. And now you have this incident here on a Sunday. And that's usually the quietest day of the week, where people are getting ready to wind down for the day and evening before having to go to work. And you two get into it over God knows what, and you mow that man down with a gun. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. And now you, Mr. Van Dyke, you're a young man. You have forfeited now your freedom over something I'm sure was not that important and not that serious, because they're stating that you two didn't know each other. Now, I don't know if that's a statement you gave the police that you don't know him. Maybe it is something personal and you didn't want to lose to the fact that you knew him. And I do find it interesting that you came out of the store and went to your car and went back to the front and put the gun in the planter. Why didn't you just put the gun in your car? You went to your car before you went back up to the front of the store. So this is all a weird story. People bumping into, crossing paths in front of the store, escalate to the electronics. You shoot the man, then you come out, go to your car, and go back to the front and put the gun in the planter. So hell, what were you getting ready to do? Go back and shoot somebody else in the store, or what? Or just to happen, police pulled up. See, this is very weird. And it shows you can be anywhere in America, small town USA, small town Music City, and be an eyewitness to a murder in a damn Target. God help us all. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Thanks for joining me on this early morning. You all be safe. Have a wonderful week. Mask up. COVID is real. I will be back with said information. I'm still continuing the story and covering the 2 missing children out of California City, California. Prayers for the safe return. It's not looking good. It looks very grim at this point. But we will wait and see what the outcome will be. And we will go from there. Stay safe, America. You all need to be very careful out here. There are very deviant people out here that don't mean you any good, and they don't mean your children any good. And as you see with this case, sometimes you can't trust everybody with children. And just like sometimes you can't go in a Target and do some shopping because you don't know people. This is Everyday Shenanigans. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.